Hello Aquarius, welcome to your reading. This is going to cover from now until the end of 2024. This is stuff that's going to happen before the year is over. It could happen at the very last moment. It could happen tomorrow. So let's get started. We'll start with your career sector here. So in your career sector, we have the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords here on this tile is, anxiety, right? You may be feeling anxious when it comes to your career, your business. It could be money related in some way, but it's generally career and business. You do have right with that tile, you have the bell. So, with the Nine of Swords, and the bell, and you also have the wheel here, and the wheel indicates indecision, right? Going round and round, like kind of on a hamster wheel. It's kind of like a hamster wheel type thing. You may feel that way in your job, where you're just going and going, and you're just not getting anywhere. You're not getting exactly where you want to be, or you're kind of deflated or nervous or anxious when it comes to your job. It's all here, right? You may feel you may be overthinking too. It's Mars and Gemini energy. It's very thick with that. And it can, the bell can represent new beginnings and endings. It could represent both, something coming to an end, something starting, a call to action, a call to order, perhaps a wake-up call. It could be communication between the world of matter and the world of spirit. The message here, the important thing to remember is the message, I think, is to be more decisive with career moves and to quell that anxiety by making decisions you need to make. Don't put them off, right? So let's move on. We move on to your social life / others. This could be a friend group. Generally speaking, it is. It's your friend group. It could be your friend group at work. It could be your personal friend group. You have the bat, when it says take care, enemies are working against you. I know that sounds pretty ominous, doesn't it? The bat can mean that. The bat can also represent sonar, right? Bats don't see well. They have sonar, and as a result, they can fit into very tight places and stop right before a wall. They're very, very, very intuitive in that way. They don't use their eyes. They use sonar. Your sonar is going to be your intuition. When the bat shows up in a reading that I do, it generally means that your intuition is going to be at its peak, and you're going to be able to weed out the good friends, the reliable friends, the real friends from that one bad apple. You're going to see it very clearly during this time, Aquarius. You do have the Six of Swords, and in this particular deck, as you can see, there is a passport there. You may be planning travel. You may be actually traveling before the year is out, or you and your friends may be getting together to plan a trip. You may be planning a trip anywhere, and it might be in the planning stages right now, or you might actually make the trip. It's going to be different for all of you. You have believe in love. I think there may be one or two Aquarians that do really believe in love, and I think it's under a certain amount of blanket here, Aquarius. It's not something that you walk around with your heart on your sleeve, but I think underneath a lot of disappointment, there's that tiny bit of spark that says, I still kind of believe. But I do think it's buried under a lot of skepticism. I do. Now, you do have the moon here in reverse. This is a charm, but it is also a tarot card. And, with the moon in reverse, it's energy that's ripe, right, for easing confusion, for cutting to the chase and seeing right through to something. And that goes with the intuition, right? Your intuition is going to be at its peak. Use that sonar. There is going to be probably one friend that you uncover not to be your friend, but remember to feel like a certain amount of gratefulness to the friends that you have that are really true to you. The Six of Swords, definitely you're planning something, or you will be planning something before the year is out here, for sure. Now let's move on to your love partnerships. You have two cards here. What did I say? You have the love card, right? Like it or not, here it is. And you also have this, it is, someone is leaving your life, chair empty, but guess what? This came in reverse. So there may be someone that you thought was leaving your life that is no longer leaving your life, or there may be someone coming into your life, someone brand new. It could be both. I'm looking at the charms now. You do have the King of Pentacles here, and the King of Pentacles is typically Sun in Taurus, but this person could be any earth sign, and of course any sex. Could be a king or a queen. And this is generally the most stable king in the deck. Someone who has a lot to offer in pretty much every realm. I mean, you have someone who is earthy, someone who is stable in all ways, someone who has wealth to give, but wealth meaning not just money, but wealth of years of experience, true, deep, stable love. Right? There's nothing unstable about it. It's somebody that you can rely on. It's someone that's mature. Well, no matter how old they are very mature. Now, this is coupled with another energy here, and this could be a second person here, Aquarius. There is the Lovers here coming in sideways, the Lovers tarot card, and we know that the Lovers signifies Gemini. And this is someone who is not very stable. I mean, they're coming in off center. They're not coming in reversed. They're not coming in right side up. They're coming in sideways, which means they can go back and forth from using extremes, right? Extreme mood swings. This is the total opposite of the King of Pentacles, right? Now, with all that said, this could be a decision that you have to make, right? The Lovers is a classic decision-making card. So you could be deciding between two people. One of them is definitely very stable. The other one is either not so stable, or the other one isn't even on this particular quadrant. But the thing is this also could be you questioning whether you even want to be in a relationship. Because even though I said what I said, there's a lot of doubt that blankets that little spark, right? And it does say never give up, and this is in reverse. I mean, it's right next to you. This center part, this is you. This is where you reside. This is extremely close. And you may be feeling very negative about relationships and love. Underneath all of that, all those layers, there is that soft, sweet, untouched thing. But whoever it is that gets to you is going to have to cut through a lot of that. I do think that part of you, at least outwardly, wants to give up on love and wants no part of it anymore. But I think the universe has a curveball for you coming up here, Aquarius. I'm just letting you know. Now, here in the advice and guidance, you have wealth. Wealth can mean many things. We talked about that. It could mean wealth with money that's coming your way. It could be wealth, abundance in nurturing, and a wealthy, abundant life. The advice and guidance here, you have the 10 of Cups. I mean, that's wealth in and of itself. It's a different kind of wealth, right? And you also have the angel wing. And the angel wing is definitely... It's definitely a symbol of freedom, of transcendence, of rising above everything you have been through. It's also a symbol of divine protection. It's a divine guidance. Now, with the 10 of Cups, I think the advice here is to focus on anything, especially with this wealth card. Focus your focus should be on things that will bring about long-term profit. Long-term profit as far as emotion, long-term stability as far as finances. You should be thinking the long way, not the short way. Nothing easy, nothing quick, nothing that's going to give you a quick fix, something that's going to be stable for a very long time, be it relationship or otherwise. So that is the advice here. And with the angel wing, it's even more amplified. It's advice from spirit. Now, as we move on to spirit itself, we have the pineapple. And it does say reconciliation here, Aquarius. That you might have a reconciliation energy, right? Now, so where do we start here? You have, all right, let's start with you have the Hanged Man, right? In spirit and self, you have the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is classic Pisces energy, but it is coupled with the star. And the star, as we know, is classic Aquarian energy. You might have Pisces placements heavy in your chart or somewhere prominent in your chart. You might be leaning into those placements from now until the end of the year. But with the pineapple here, right, it doesn't have to be a reconciliation, getting back together with someone. It can mean that. It absolutely can. But it also can be something that you're reconciling to make amends, settling a dispute once and for all, putting the past in the past, right? Pineapples and dreams are are wealth related. You may see relief soon here, Aquarius. It is a definite sign of wealth and prosperity and welcoming in something. So yes, the answer is yes. You may be reconciling with somebody from your past, but I do think for many of you, you do have a brand new energy showing up here. And I think you're going to have a choice. Many of you are going to have a choice between two energies. And I think that the reconciliation may be something that's going on inside of you. You're reconciling something. You're coming to grips with something. So there's that. Now let's go into home and family. In home and family, you have the Queen of Swords. You know, the Queen of Swords, as we know, right, is air energy. It could be any air sign, typically, but typically she is Uranus in Libra, but she could be Aquarius very, very easily. She could also be Gemini, any air sign. Now, the Queen of Swords is a strong, powerful person who has been through a lot. She has tenacity, she has courage, she has strength. She's logical, but very articulate and very compassionate. And she's known to use her sword to cut to the chase. This may be how your family views you, Aquarius. This may, because this is in your home and family sector, and this is very heavy laden Aquarian energy. And whether you're male or female, like the Queen of Swords is a softer King of Swords. Not soft by any stretch of the imagination, but softer. A softer, and so it doesn't come down to genitalia, it comes down to energy. And you know, she is known to be very compassionate, but very, you know, using her sword to just cut to the chase. Now, we do have the ink pot here, and it says problems to be resolved, right? Who better to resolve these problems, right, than the Queen of Swords? She comes in with her sword, and she can do just that. She can resolve whatever needs to be resolved. So I'm really feeling very strongly, because you have here, it says, live your dream. And it could be, Aquarius, because this is in reverse, that you haven't been doing that. You haven't been living your dream. It looks like there's action here on the table. There are things that are being set into motion, and you are being called to action for sure. No, I mean, there's just no doubt about it. And you're going to resolve some problems before the year is through. Now, bordering on the border between home and family and health and well-being. Health and well-being could be mental well-being, could be physical health, could be mental health, anything like that. But on the border, you see this charm is on the border between home and family and health. You have the Seven of Swords. Now, normally, or at least very often, I would say that it's deceitful, sneaky energy. But because of what I just told you about the Queen of Swords being, you know, all the things that I said she was, and a problem solver, problems to be resolved, it looks as though you are stepping into action and being very strategic with your energy. Your strategy could be something, I don't want to say sneaky, but something done very quietly, or it could be done very strategically, very carefully. It's very careful, strategic energy. It's more sword energy. It's more air energy, right? And you know, with the Seven of Swords, that is Uranus and Aqua. That's Aquarius energy. It can indicate trickery, but I'm not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it here. It's like, I believe this is the Queen is using her swords and her strategy for her health and well-being, because they're connected here. For her home and family's health and well-being, and her health and well-being. So let's move into the health and well-being sector here, right? We have the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Pentacles, and you know, the Nine of Pentacles is a very positive omen for health and well-being. It's favorable for health in all ways, just favorable. So whatever strategy you decide to use seems to work in your favor. Now, there is a light warning here. You have the basket upside down, and it says reward for effort, reward for merit, and it's coupled with the Fool's Gold here, and it's near the basket. And this is pyrite, but you know, they used to call it fool's gold because it resembles gold. And so when people would pan for gold and find this, they would get all excited thinking, wow, I found gold. Meanwhile, it's pyrite. It's not, it's fool's gold. So it's a sort of question about you being offered something. There's going to be some sort of offer made to you, or a route that you can take. It's like a light warning that borders on your well-being and your finances. See that? See how close it is to your finances here? And it borders there. Be wise with investments, right? All that glitters is not gold. Be on the lookout for something that seems too good to be true. Now, it doesn't look like loss to me, but it looks like potential loss. So it's a warning. So that's a good thing, Aquarius. That means this is something you can look for and hyper-examine before you invest your time or money into it or believe it. Be careful what you believe, right? This strategy, keep the strategic mindset. I think that's really going to do wonders for you. Now look at this. You have in your finances, you have an exciting event with the Gong card. You also have the Five of Wands, right? And the Five of Wands can mean many, many things, right? The Five of Wands is Saturn and Leo energy. There might be a struggle. There might be arguing. There might be there might be tension when it comes to money. Even though that's true, you had, and if you noticed when I picked it up, the key, you have the key. You have the golden key here. You have the golden key resting on it. So no matter what struggles you have, that key charm is highly regarded as a power symbol. It's gaining access to something. Gold keys denote material power. The key to something on the material plane. It's actually perfect, right? It's opportunity. You also have the shamrock money charm right here. And this is on the border between your finances and your career. Right on the border here, you have this shamrock. And it has a money symbol on it. And you saw me pour these charms out. Believe me, there's so many of them. But yeah, this is actually perfect energy for this sector, right? You have this shamrock. It's an obvious luck sign, right? I mean, you don't need to be a psychic to know what that means. Now, you also have something that's going to mushroom. You have the mushroom, and the mushroom is made of a certain type of crystal that has a lot to do with money and abundance. So here we are, right? We have something that's going to mushroom. You have the key to something. You have luck with something. Now, yes, you also have tension. You also have worry. You also have maybe going back and forth arguing with someone. But damn, you have all this other energy. Now, what's fascinating is, as I told you, this is you. This is the center. The closer things are to the center, the closer it is to you attaining it and getting it, okay? You have something here, and it's fascinating because it's the opposite of what I said the fool's gold was. This is a ruby. Doesn't look like a ruby, right? Just looks like if you walk past it on the street, you would think it's just a rock. You wouldn't even think twice, right? You would probably wouldn't even notice it. But if you polish it, it becomes a ruby. It's actually pretty interesting because you would walk past this thinking it's worthless, and you would probably stop and look at this because you thought it was gold. What does that tell you here, Aquarius? What does it tell you? It is, look for something. There is going to be two things presented to you by the end of the year. One of them is going to look almost too good to be true. It's going to sparkle like gold, and the other one's going to be like, not too exciting. But once it's polished, you're going to see its value. So really look at the things you're being offered, the things you come across, and really examine them. Because I do think, and this one's going to happen pretty quickly. This is right near you. This is going to be something that happens pretty quickly. You're going to be presented with something that you're not going to be too particularly excited about. You can be like, it's okay. It's not okay. It's actually quite good. Then later, you're going to be presented with something that you might grab hold of and think it's so good. Oh my God, this is great. All I'm saying is to really look at everything, really examine everything. And before you agree to anything, before you sign anything, before you get too excited, before you dismiss something too quickly, really look at it and look at its long-term value, because that's the advice here from Spirit. Look at something's long-term abundance and value for you. Be strategic. That is the message here. Now, when we look at the oracle cards that surround you, you do have the Golem. And it says a close friend acts on your behalf. Now, what I like about the Golem is historically a creature, right? Formed out of a lifeless substance like, dust or earth. And it's brought to life by a ritual, by like a human creator. And this is a helper, a rescuer, a companion energy. And in this deck, it could be the spiritual world or our human plane. But this represents help in any and all forms. You're going to be receiving help before the end of the year. It's going to be a Golem. It's going to be something that was designed to help you specifically, for sure. You also have Tornado. The Tornado card is chaos, upheaval. You're going to have a little bit of both. I saw that in a few of these cards, that it's not all roses and rainbows. So you're definitely going to be going through ups and downs. But this does give birth to dew. And you have, dew is the morning, right? Dew is the beginning. It's fresh. It's purity. So maybe this tornado had to come, Aquarius. Maybe it was just necessary to create this upheaval, to create all this. So when the dust settles, you have this wealth, this love, this sonar to get you through it, that push you need to get off the hamster wheel, the problems that are going to get resolved, the reconciliation, and even if it's just reconciling the past and just putting it where it needs to go, seeing the worth in something that you don't see the worth in immediately. Bells ringing. Beautiful, beautiful reading. I am being called to pull one more card, and being that this is the first reading, I am unsure which deck to pull. Hold on one second. I think I'm going to go with my trusty deck here. I use this a lot. I'm going to pull 2 cards for you, and this is for the end, from now until the end of the year, the rest of 2024 for Aquarius. Please give me 2 cards, Spirit. 1. Give me 1 more card, Spirit, for Aquarius. For Aquarius. But, all right, you know what, Aquarius, I'm going to take all 4. Something I generally don't do, but I'm going to. We have renewal. Yay, we have the renewal card. I love that for you. We have release, surrender. We said that. We said that. You have to release something. That tornado is here to get you to release something. You have your expectations and you have your self-worth on the table here. I think that, honestly, there's something that may have happened in the past that made you question your self-worth. I do think that this tornado is coming in to change that for you, and it's going to happen very, very soon. You have the harvest here. This is the abundant payoff, the autumn. I wish you all the luck. I will see you probably during your November, December reading, but don't forget the year finale ending, the big 2025 summary. I wish you all the best. Namaste.